Hello, welcome to Beloved Blackness, week 19. I'm Dr. B. So the past few weeks, we've been talking about the different layers of culture and how often we think of culture with the top, or what Dr. Wade Nobles calls the manifestations of culture. Those things like foods or dance or certain rituals, but we don't know about the deeper layers of culture. And so the second layer are aspects, and then the bottom layer, factors. And so I've talked about the factors of cosmology, axiology, ontology. And so this week I want to get into that middle layer of aspects and talk about ethos. And what ethos is, it just means a set of guiding principles. And an African-centered ethos is one where the survival of the group is the set of guiding principles, as opposed to the survival of the individual or the survival of the fittest. It's about the group being able to survive. And so I was trying to think of like a personal example. The many came to mind, but one in particular I think that was really impactful and jarring in some ways too, was at my program at Florida A&M University in the master's program in community psychology. Our community psychology professor had our final exam be an exam where we all thought we were going to individually do an exam, but he gave us the questions and we had to come up with a consensus on our responses to those questions and then present those questions to the faculty member. And it was only through consensus, through the group itself we were either going to fail as a group or we were going to pass and succeed at this class and this final exam as a group. And so I remember just being so startled by the idea that everybody had to be on the same page in order for us to be able to actually come to answers to those questions. It may have been 3 or 4 questions in order for us to pass the class. And he was serious. We would fail that class if we did not have a consensus as a group. So just thinking about that as an African ethos, set of guiding principles, survival of the group, not just survival of the fittest or survival of the individual. So over the course of the next week, pay attention to when you start to be more oriented towards your own personal survival, whether that's physical survival, emotional survival, psychological survival. Obviously that's important, right? But when it becomes the most dominant lens, where you forget the survival of the group is even important and relevant and should be the guiding lens through all of our decision making. So think about that. I'm saying should, not in a punitive way, but that it's really important, if we want to start to recognize our African sense of ourselves, to start to retrain our minds around having a more collective awareness as opposed to individualistic orientation, which comes out of a Eurocentric worldview or ethos. All right, so until next week, bye-bye.